Hello. So, in continuation of where we stopped, we're going to be working with the models. Just as I said, explained in the previous video, model is what handle the way your content information is saved in the database. So, model is all about how you write your information to the database. Let's go to the code. Let's go to the code. If you look at here, I explained to you that we have admin, app, models, and on models where we will be working now. So now let me explain how this real-time chatbot work. What it does is that when A send a message to the chat room, the message will be saved in the database. You know the message is sent in real time to the recipient, but the content of the message is also saved in your database. That is why whenever you log in, you'll be able to see your previous communication. It is all because those communication were saved on the database. So database will be the one that will handle this. I already have the code. So all we need to do is I'm going to explain them. The first thing you do is to declare a class. Sorry, you may not know this. Then in the full course we have in Python. So in Python, we teach our students about class and functions, how to use them. So, but in this case, just follow on and see what we are doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is to declare a class. So let's say I come here and say class. So I have class message. Now, what the next thing to do now is to start declaring different feeds for this class. I'm telling this model that you are going to create a database that will be called message. And the content of that database will be what I will be stating now. So, what are the things that we have in the content? We have the message sent. So, we have the message, we have the time, we have the timestamp. The message, I will call it content. We have the username, we have the room name, then we have, I've mentioned that, the time. That is the time that that message was sent. We want it saved in our database. So all I need to do is to just, so I have this at the content. For now, I'm going to remove the fee, this file. Later, we're going to integrate that. What that file is to do is that users can exchange files during communication. That means you can upload a document and the others will see it in the chat room. But I'm not putting that one in this now. We're going to introduce that in our major project. So now I've explained to you room. You know, when we tested what we want to build, you saw that you enter the username and the room. Those are what you see here. And when you get to the other side and you get to the chat room, you see that we have content. That is the message you are sending. Then the time span and the time stamp, which will be recorded to when you see auto add now. Auto now add means as that thing is added, record that instant time. So that is the meaning of this. So we are saying it's true. Now, what is the meaning of this string method? What this does is that in the database, sorry, in the admin dashboard, this is how it will be displayed. The username, the content, and the room. That's how it's going to be displayed. Those are the things you are going to see. So now this is done now. We've defined how our model will look like. The next thing now is to create this model. We've defined it, we've spelled them out, how they are going to, how the model will be, the database will look like. Now the next thing we do is to use a command, a prompt. So I'm going to have Python, sorry, it's Python, not Python, manage.py. So what do I want to do? I will now say make migrations. What am I saying now? What is the meaning of this? I'm telling this Python that these I've created, package it together and saved it in the form that my database will understand. So now you will see that I have migrations folder here. Look at it, nothing inside. So now let's make migrations. There must be heads there. So it's make migrations. Okay. Is going to fail, and I will explain that. Thank God I even good. You will see it said no change detected. No changes detected. Why? I created an app called Chat. This app was not recorded in the memory of Python. What do I mean by that? Let's go to this real-time project. You see that we have this file called settings. All sorry, excuse me, all app in our project must be recorded here so that Python, our Django, will understand their existence, will be aware of their existence rather. So let's go there. If you scroll down, you will get to where we have our install apps. You can see it here, install apps. So I'm going to add this there. So I'm going to call it chat. Just watch and see. Now I set my Visual Studio to auto save. By the time students you are new or your own, you have a little knowledge about this and you don't know about auto save. If you just do what I'm doing without Control S, it's going to throw an error for you. So please always Control S. By my own, I've set it to auto save. Let's continue. So now let's make migration again. Can you see that it's successful now? Because now Django is aware of this app. Without entering it here, Django will not be aware of the app. So let's proceed. The next thing I'm going to do now is to migrate. You know I've made migration now, so I'm going to migrate it into the database. You will see immediately I make migrations, this was created, but at the moment it's empty. You can see this is the temporary database. By the time we are deploying to the internet, we are not going to use this. We are going to use another database. So please put down mine. So the next thing we do now is to migrate. So I'm going to Python manage.py migrate. This is to tell Python migrate this one you just created to the database. There are so many things that we, because this is the first time we are doing migration, so there are inbuilt one that come with it that Python is going to migrate now. So I'm going to check the database. You see it was empty just now. You see now it's no longer empty because I've made migration. Now let's look for chat. You can see this app. You will see the feed we created. The first one we didn't create is automatic, the ID. Then the room, username, content, and time span. Now, we've successfully created the model. I've told you this is a simple project that you can do within 10 minutes. So we've created the model. The next thing we will be doing in the next video is to create view, how this project will appear in the front end. So we're going to be handling that in our next video. Thank you. See you there.